President Buhari charges the Nigerian police to up their game ahead of next year's general elections. Says the police must be a friend to the citizen indeed. ADC, APC, PDP, LP, NMPP, and YPP push grassroots mobilization to the next level. Citizens scrutinize agenda, while some analysts say consider the persons on the ballot and not so much the logo. Others do not agree. Also on Political Update today, voters urge candidates to focus on the issues and the blueprint to a better society as against highlighting divisive rhetorics. We have these details of these and more on the show. I am Fisayo Ogunfuyi. Welcome. In the build-up to the 2023 general elections, President Muhammadu Buhari says the Nigerian police must remain a political firm and loyal to the nation's democratic values. This, he says, is the only way the police personnel can truly be defined as not just true friends of the citizens, but dependable and trustworthy partners in Nigeria's drive to advance democracy. He made his comments while declaring open the conference and retreat for senior police officers in Owerri, Imo State.
Without doubt, the Nigeria Police is not taken for granted its role as the lead agency in the nation's internal security as well as electoral processes, especially as Nigerians return to the polls early next year. This retreat for senior police officers is therefore put together to brainstorm on the critical pathways towards guaranteeing a stable security space for a peaceful, free, fair and credible 2023 elections. For President Muhammadu Buhari, time has come when the people and government must, in the national security interest, frontally address all challenges negatively impacting on public trust, partnership and institutional efficiency of the nation's policing agency.
My desire is to restore the primacy of the police towards rebuilding public trust and professionalism. My vision is also to bequeath to the nation a police force which is not only modernized but well-funded, suitably equipped and appropriately reorientated to effectively police our democracy and guarantee a stable internal security order under a civil-led, technology-driven, rule of law guided by intelligence-based policing models.
The president described as pleasing that the Nigeria Police, in conformity to its democratic visions and manifestations of the positive impact of the critical reforms in the force, have been demonstrating high professional, ethical and operational standards as reflected in the recent internal security operations as well as off-season electoral outings in Anambra, Ekiti and Osun states.
I therefore task the Inspector General of Police to sustain his leadership standards that will guarantee a level playing field and secure public space for the citizens to freely exercise their franchise and for the outcome of elections to be a true reflection of the people's choices. I offer my full assurances of support and encouragement in this process.
President Buhari commended the Inspector General of Police for providing focused, courageous and visionary leadership for the Nigeria Police, as well as striving assiduously towards stabilizing the internal security order. The senior police officers retreat with the theme, The Imperative of a Nigeria Police Strategic Plan for Peaceful Elections, was co-hosted by the Imo State government in furtherance of its strategic support for effective security governance in Nigeria.
It's no longer news that over the weekend, APC presidential candidate Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu got the go-ahead and behind-you endorsement by the FNFA leader, Ruben Fashiranti in Akure. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu used the occasion to present his action plan to the group. Kemi Ademola's report is here presented by Mohammed Abdullahi.
On arrival of the Akure resident of the FNFA leader, Ruben Fashiranti, the All Progressive Congress's presidential candidate, Bola Tinubu, received blessings from the octogenarian. After the presentation of his action plan, Bola Tinubu appreciated President Muhammadu Buhari for the internal democracy in the All Progressives Congress, which led to his emergence as the presidential candidate of the party.
Yes, they supported this weekend. They didn't move back. And today, no one changed. Yes, there will be opposition. But the opposition will when if they have but this one with the bread and they are on today, I will bring the
Spokesperson of the FNFA group, Chief Chende Arogbofa, affirmed that it is the turn of Yoruba as president of Nigeria and assured the APC presidential candidate of their support.
There are so many people I will pray that my birthday is so the man who has capacity, who has the reach, who has the experience, is competent.
The Pan-Yoruba Socio-Cultural Organization FNFA affirmed that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the best candidate to produce a government that will usher in a new era of hope, peace, security, harmony, economic development, social and political stability.
Now, the presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Dumibi Kachiku, has vowed to safeguard Nigeria's borders so as to stem the threats of insecurity. He also outlined his plans for key sectors of the nation's economy.
Every factor that contributes to the people fighting us, we have to go after it. Our economy, we strengthen our economy. We ensure that we have a president who is alive to his responsibilities and who is committed to defending the territorial integrity of our nation, who will avenge every Nigerian life lost. That's what I will do.
Meanwhile, the Young Progressive Party's presidential candidate Malik Ado Ibrahim says his vision is to reset Nigeria if given the mandate. Speaking at a press briefing in Abuja, Prince Malik Ado Ibrahim gave highlights of his manifesto to lead Nigeria into the digital age, anchored on a viable economy, stable power, and adequate security.
We must go for those three tenets of security, power, and use that to get better jobs. And in those two elements, there are jobs to be created. So I pray that where people are listening and seeing what we're talking about as a party, that the modern changes, progressive changes that the YPP wants to bring into play, we're not, again, fighting the government of today. We are trying to get a better tomorrow, and we want to make that very clear to our citizens that
Meanwhile, through campaigns at the state level, the People's Democratic Party in Kebbi State has inaugurated its campaign council and formally presented its gubernatorial candidate in the 2023 election. He is Major General Aminu Bande. We'll give you visuals of that report in this program. But let's quickly go to our interview, because joining us now is Sani Dododo, the Public Affairs Officer, PDP governorship campaigns in Kebbi. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll still go to events in Kebbi State. But my first question, based on even feelers we've heard in the past month, is: are you keeping the campaign issue-based and clean?
Well, exactly. If you see that we have started at the right time and at the right direction, meaning our campaign is on course. We go ahead first with the interface with all those who are concerned in Kebbi State, be it former civil servant, civil society, and the NGOs, where our gubernatorial candidate came out and told them his mission and the vision. After that, 24 hours, we come and inaugurated the campaign council for our gubernatorial candidate and the person of General President, our governor, or gubernatorial candidate, came out boldly and inaugurated the campaign council. The campaign council consists of people who have a very good track record, and those who specialize or express themselves in all areas and life of Kebbi State. Some are retired civil servants, some are seasoned politicians, some are potential politicians. So the campaign council it was inaugurated, and the number is about 800 people across the north and the county of Kebbi State. Therefore, the gubernatorial candidate came out and told Kebbi State what he has for them and what he means for Kebbi State if voted into power.
All right, let's go to the meat of the matter. There are issues of perennial floods in your state, and even issues of some cases of security breaches as well. Have you spoken a bit about some of this in terms of your agenda to the state, being also an agrarian state affected by floods in the recent past?
Well, being the past chairman of State Emergency Management Agency, I was able to advise our gubernatorial candidate the true matter of the flood in Kebbi State. We are very much aware of that. That's why in his vision and the mission, when it comes to the topic of agriculture, he mentioned boldly that Kebbi State, being a agrarian state and agricultural state, we are going to embark and advise the federal government to desalt all the dams, that is Goronye Dam, Kanji dams, and also the Bakalori dams. Because Kebbi State is in a valley. That means it's just like a channel where water comes through from the eastern part of the country to the northwestern part of the country. So our governor has the experience, and he's also working with people who have the potential and the experience about the agricultural sector. So we actually look at that area promptly, and inshallah, if voted into power, our governor will do everything humanly possible to checkmate the issue of flooding. Flooding is a natural phenomenon which you have no control over it, but you have to take a drastic measure in order to curtail the problem and suffering of the people, most especially those who are at the bank of the river. So we are taking care of that in our program.
All right, Mr. Soya, time is not our friend, but we need to ask this. You have brought in a major general into this race. Are you thinking about the issues of security as well? Did you hear the last question? I'm afraid we may have lost Mr. Dododo there, but if we get him in the course of the program, we will bring him back. But going back to our story, Kebbi State PDP, as we said, presented their candidate and also the campaign council over the weekend. Let's take a listen and watch some of the activities there.
The inauguration, well attended by the PDP family in the state and beyond, demonstrates readiness by those in attendance to make an impact in the forthcoming elections, not only in the state but Nigeria as a whole. The event was also an avenue for supporters in the state to demonstrate their unalloyed loyalty to all those vying for elected posts in the state, most importantly, the gubernatorial candidate, General Aminu Bande, whom they described as a political messiah. Amidst the euphoria, electorates at the event couldn't wait to hear from General Bande and how well he is about to restore hope and confidence in Kebbi State's next political chapter. The PDP's Director General and Party Campaign Council Coordinator Abubakar Shehu ushered in a whole new era while the swearing in of the gubernatorial candidate and the campaign to occupy Kebbi State Government House was in cruise control. Party members expressed preparedness for the marathon campaign till election day. In Birnin Kebbi, I'm Ibrahim Hamidu, NTA News.
Now, the Borno State chapter of the PDP says it is well positioned to capture power in the state in 2023. The party's chieftains met in Abuja expressing the confidence that their party is poised to soar.
It's purely a meeting of Borno State PDP leaders, including members of the State Working Committee and the Presidential Campaign Council. Top on the agenda is on how to create a favorable environment in the state for electioneering activities and confronting alleged intimidation of its members.
We are calling on both Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and all law enforcement agencies to take note,
and we expect them to take good steps.
The PDP governorship candidate in the state advocated for equal opportunity for all political parties to carry out their activities ahead of the 2023 election. The meeting promised members' commitment to play according to the rules before, during and after election.
Now, the general body of all registered APC support groups, RASG, is reviewing the party's campaign initiatives targeting the grassroots with the slogan Operation Deliver Your Polling Unit. Sally Ugwanara can explain.
This group now is the time to complement and implement the campaign activities of the APC by coordinating all the registered support groups. Abuja, the nation's capital, played host to the group's coordinators from the North Central Geopolitical Zone for a strategic meeting.
The idea is that we want to take the battle to the polling unit. Of course, election 2023 is at the polling unit. There are no two ways about it. And that is why our slogan is deliver your polling unit.
You will lose or win at the unit level. And I'm happy that the group is committed to ensuring that they deliver their unit at the various, elections.
In every polling unit, just give us 50 votes. That's just what we are doing. It's the slogan we have adopted and we are working on it.
The influx of more political support groups willing to propagate the progressive political ideology through the Tinubu Shetima candidacy, stakeholders here agreed, is an advantage.
Trying to reach Kirby back, but it seems as if the connection has not been strong enough to continue our conversation. But while the parties are jostling for the thumbs up from the citizenry, a political analyst Rekwense Muri has a different opinion on the likely course of next year's elections. He says the reputation of the individual on the ballot will play a bigger role than the party as platforms. Take a listen.
The Nigerians themselves are convinced that they will play a major role in the political system. So Nigerians are the ones that are going to shape the political side of the 2023. So the candidates are aware of the massive political consciousness of Nigeria. So every political party and the candidates are putting themselves in order to make sure that they convince Nigerians that they deserve to be their political leaders elected to serve them. So they are looking at the credentials of the candidate. Even the political parties are not talking much about themselves or about their manifesto. They are busy talking about the credentials of their candidate because they are aware that the politicians easily move from one party to another. You will see that most of the candidates or those that are contesting actually left one party to another. And if you go to the state, you will see down to the National Assembly, you will see that politicians don't believe in the party. So Nigerians, the voter, the electorate also have no faith in the party. So everybody is looking at the credentials of the candidates. So the politicians and the political party are aware of this. That is why in 2023 there will be more emphasis on what the candidate will do than the manifesto of the party. So everybody is downplaying the credentials of the party because the parties in Nigeria have actually failed the Nigerian political system.
All right, with just a minute to go, we are reconnected with Mr. Dododo in Kebbi. Just a word before we let you go. Speak very quickly to security and then we'll wrap up.
We know fully that our gubernatorial candidate was one at GOC, also one chairman of all the theaters, both at Borno, Zamfara, and Sokoto. So he has an inside knowledge of security in the whole Nigeria, not only in Kebbi State. Therefore, he is capable and able and has the knowledge, and inshallah, he is going to articulate and make sure that security matters will be taken care of when he becomes the governor of Kebbi State, inshallah.
Like we started the discussion, I hope you know the crossfire we saw at the beginning of the process will be downplayed so that people will focus on the issues.
Well, inshallah, our campaign will be on issues, not on intimidation or character assassination. We are going to be make campaign on issues to make sure that the issue of security, issue of on education, healthcare, and whatever we say will be
All right, I think you've made your point, Mr. Dododo from Kebbi last week. All right, I think you made a point, Mr. Dododo from Kebbi State PDP. Last week we had YPP and of course ADC from Lagos, and of course we say if you of course can send in from the party secretariat as well as the candidates, your party manifesto will also have discussions with you and let Nigerians know exactly what you have on political update. My name is Fisayo Ogunfe, thanking you for staying tuned. All the best, enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be back again Friday to give you the political service as we do, and keep it logged on the Nigerian Television Authority, Africa's largest, finest, and best for news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Bye-bye now.
NTA, you can't victory.